What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and CreateSpace. A link will be in the description box below, as usual. This video is entitled The Sociology of Racism. See, and what I'm talking about is the social structure, the development of societies and how things operate as far as groups are concerned. Because sociology is really, society in a sense. Because when we talk about racism, a lot of people talk about the mentality, which is psychology, which can be placed to an individual person. So it's like individualized. So, but when people talk about, structural racism, it's really society that is based there. And a lot of times when you talk about race and racism in America, people want to make it about me and I issue, like a me, I see. See, I'm not like that. My friends aren't like that. My family isn't like that. The people I know, that's individualized. When you talk about harsher sentencing, that's socially, that's a structure, a group, right? When you talk about hiring practice, that's a social structure, a group of how things work. That's not an individual thing. And this is why you have people in America, in an individual sense, it's a melting pot of individuals. But as far as socially, it's very segregated. It's very adversarial. So you can have two friends you have a group of friends of all different races who all get along as individuals, but they groups can't get along as groups, So when you look at it, when I look at it, when I think about it, I look at how, people tell other people that their experiences is a lie. Well, why? First of all, if a group of people tell another group of people that their view is wrong, they're not looking from the same paradigm. They're not looking through the same eyes. I would tell my friends, you parakeets can't tell a shark shit about swimming. So that's part of the sociology of racism. You can't tell me my social experience. You can't. Because you would have to live my social experience. And everybody in this country knows that different groups have different social experiences in America. So to try to nullify a group's experience is quite arrogant. But it's really not a sense of arrogance, it's a sense of group self-preservation. I saw that thing when they was talking about, 40% of whites say blacks need to just work harder to get somewhere in America. Unfortunately, as a group in society, if black people work harder collectively, will we reap the benefits from it? Yes. But who will reap the majority of the benefits from our hard work collectively? Non-blacks. That's the reality of it. That's how this country is set up. That's its structure. That's part of its capitalistic model. It's not just slavery I'm talking about. You think about it. Even to this day, education is a business. And that business is to get as many students to the school as possible for academics. But academics don't really pay the bills and promote the schools like athletics. And people who generate money for the school and athletics predominantly look like me. So how do you think your schools are getting dorms? How you think they're paying for the library? You think it's just alumni and donors? No, it's all those ticket sales. It's all that paraphernalia. You know what I'm saying? It's all of the bobbleheads and, go whatever team because you're cheering for your athletic team, and that's how you spend money. Because nobody packs the place to see the physics team. And these are unpaid amateur athletes. And what is and the way the society works, why would we pay them? We're giving them an education. You're not giving them an education at all. So that's a structure. You know what I mean? It's just a structure. You got people wanting to create a situation for their group. That's what we talk about, group economics. Group economics affects the group. It affects their society. So the group is in on it. When we talk about competition, so the American society and the wealth in American society is driven on creating a wealth gap. And to create a wealth gap, you have to force a certain people to lack finances. So that's how it's set up. That's the structure of society in itself. I could say that the sociology of capitalism or classism, it's the same thing. It's set up in a way that only few people can make it, and they have few avenues in the poorer you start off at, the fewer avenues you have to get somewhere. And groups have issue with groups of another group intruding in the territory of wealth. People have an issue with power and influence. You can't have that. That's a problem. And to this day, you're going to keep this problem. You're going to keep this problem. And the problem is going to be over and over and over again. It's perpetual. The society of racism, as far as people forget that, people's grandparents are the grandparents who were kids who used to get the postcards of the lynchings. And that built-in lack of humanity, if it changes color, became a societal thing. This is why, people have this knee-jerk reaction to, a white life is more important than a black life. This is why you have all these other groups who come to this country who immediately inherit the rules of racism because it's built in the society. We know this white side is the winning side. We agree with you. We're going to ride with everything you say. This black side is the losing side. We hate you. We don't want to fuck with you. Leave us. And then, and they vacillate back and forth because their cultures put out that, if we need help against racism, we go to the black people. If we need help subjugating the black people and being a buffer class, we go to the white people. So it's how things are created in a banking sense, in a business sense, in an education sense. This is why you see groups who try to get the quote-unquote American dream, they have to be within their group. Because you're not going to get the American dream of wealth and capitalism by integrating into the society. Because whether people like to admit it or not, that's when the talented 10th idea of we'll take your top 10 people and we'll use them for our benefit. And we'll pay them handsomely, but we'll keep them around our society. So you cannot benefit from them. That's the sociology of it. Social engineering, you know what I mean? So racism is been socially engineered from day one too. So, people have an issue with it. And even you get to a point where, you have people defending the practices of racism as if there was a day in this country where racism didn't exist. Now, people view it differently. Groups view it differently because groups are on opposite end of the spectrum. Like, white people as a group have no problem with racism because they benefit from it. It works for them. They're fed 10, 15, 20 generations on racism. Why would they think something's wrong with it? You know, they went against God for racism. You know, capitalism and racism in America trump Christianity. It just is what it is. So, and that's the social construct, and that trickles down to the business of life. You know, and you can see that because people feel like the social structure is changing. So now all of a sudden people have this, they're hedging their bets between whites and Asians because we're Americans, and in capitalism, America's losing the capitalism game right now. So maybe we need to jump ship to the Asians because they're winning the capitalism game right now. See, now your society, now the respect level changes because, truth be told, everybody here is for sale. Thought black people was just slaves. No, we're all slaves now because all of you can be bought and sold, and that's what everything is going on in a daily way. You know, you're just trying to pick how high your price is. So that's just my thoughts, man. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I got to get out of here. Peace.